Good morning, riders. Today is Thursday, April 12th, 2018. Welcome back from break. I'm Kendall Dawson.
And I'm Naj Watson. Plant and animal science classes are here at CR. Let's find out what they're all about with Maddie.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Rusky, and I teach Animal Science 1 here at Caesarani High School. My favorite thing about being down here in the Ag department is all of the hands-on that we're able to supply our students with. Whether it's with animals or plants, we are constantly taking our kids outside and doing things that kind of answer the question, when am I ever going to need to know this? Another thing that I like about teaching Ag is that we depend on food every day of our life, and the agricultural industry is what supplies us with that food. And it's really rewarding to be able to teach my students about how our food is grown and processed, so that way when they're older and they're responsible for putting food on their own tables, they're a little bit more informed as consumers, and they can make the best choices about their food for them and their families.
So in animal science, you get to learn a lot about animal production. Like in Animal 1, you learn a lot about livestock, the cows, the goats, the pigs. You get to learn how docking works in ears, what all the different numbers would mean. And then in Animal 2, you spend a lot of time on the companion animals. You get a lot of animal interactions. Strauss will bring in her ponies and different animal parts that you learn about through the process. And then in Animal 3, there's a lot of hands-on interaction. You get to practice injections. You get to work with different animals testing for pregnancy and stuff like that. So I think it probably offers one of the most hands-on experiences.
My name is Marissa Browning. I'm a senior, and I independent study for plant science, and I take both Animal 2 and 3. And I guess since one's already talked about animal science, I'll go ahead and talk about the plant side. Like she said, we do a lot of hands-on activities. Plant 1, you're in the greenhouses a lot. You do plant, you're preparing for the plant cell. You do some landscaping, and plant 2 and 3, you do a lot of the sales for like the different arrangements. You learn how to make them. You also learn some of the different shapes that you can make, and you do the different orders. You just kind of apply the stuff that you learn into the orders, and you can also take it to some of the competitions that the Club FFA offers.
Thanks, Maddie. The blood drive is coming up real soon. Let's get the scoop with Bajini.
Do you feel you don't have much to give? You have the most precious resources of all, the ability to save a life by donating blood. Sign up to be a donor in the cafeteria during all lunches or in D202.
Thanks, Benjini. Before spring break, early childhood classes had an author come in and talk to them. Let's hear about it from Justin.
We're very fortunate to have Kim Norman with us today, a children's book author out of Southern Virginia. Today she is presenting to all of the early childhood and Teacher Academy classes, doing some presentations on the writing process, publishing books, also using verbs and helping kids make their writing more exciting.
So my name is Kim Norman, and I write children's books, and I'm from Virginia, down near Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and I drove up yesterday to visit you guys. And I'm working with the students that are planning to perhaps as a career work with young students. And when I'm not writing books, I'm traveling around to schools, talking to usually elementary school students. So it's kind of a treat to get to talk to taller people for a change. Today, we, aside from talking about the road to publication, about how publishing works, and talking about my son's struggles as a reader and a writer, we also did some activities. One was one I call my story dice, where we throw these dice and whatever image comes up, we start writing sentences to go with those words. And then I'm going to move my coffee before I spill it. And we also did an activity I call verb balloons. And we have a choice of other verbs in here that are better than the verbs that are in the slideshow. And then so it's basically a lesson plan about working with verbs and trying to make it a little more physical so that you kind of warm up the group and get the kids more actively involved, and that's why we use balloons. Sometimes I just do it straight onto the PowerPoint, but this is fun and noisy and gets people up and moving. That's why we do it. It's been great visiting you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Justin. Well, that's all for this week. I'm Kendall Dawson,
And I'm Nas Watson.
and this has been Ryder Newt.
Nah, we just done. We done with it.
All right.
Word.
Okay.